I'm Robert Palmer. I'm the founder and CEO of LPT Realty.
Okay, so Robert Palmer, you know who he is. Well, yeah, but not him. You know the one. I'm Robert Palmer, president of RP Funding. Yeah, that guy. You've seen his TV commercials for 10 years. You've seen his commercials on the couch, at the sports bar, on the elliptical at the gym. Everywhere you go, Robert Palmer is telling you he'll pay your closing costs on a home loan. And that's what he does. He's paid over $100 million in closing costs and counting since that first commercial aired in 2010. Now, the skeptic in all of us will certainly question that. Why would this guy pay out of his own pocket to save the consumer fees that have been the industry standard for decades? Let's go back to the beginning, and I mean way back. As a child from Lakeland, Florida, Robert's mother, like many others, struggled to make ends meet. At 10 years old, there was no allowance to be had, so Robert bet on himself. He packaged and sold homemade cookies with self-made labels featuring his name on them. From there, he understood that the quality of his product would directly reflect the reputation of his name. Years later, Robert would be forced to return from college to help his sick mother with her struggling mortgage company. This is where he would learn the tricks of the trade in the mortgage industry. He would also learn through his competitors how to milk the most money out of clients through junk fees and hidden costs, just to turn around and sell that mortgage to the big banks. He learned how these tactics could ruin lives and eventually crash the market. So Robert bet on himself again. From the ashes of the crumbled housing market, he built a new mortgage company, and like his very first business, he put his name on it. His business model was clear: go straight into the consumer's living room. In 2010, Robert Palmer entered our homes during halftime of Sunday Night Football and introduced himself as the primary Central Florida alternative to the typical money grab financing companies. But he didn't stop there. He then hit the radio airspace with his hour-long show, serving free financial advice to help people climb out of the housing market wreckage. Now, the skeptics were plenty. He would fail. His overhead would devour it without those added junk fees. But the secret was, overhead was Robert and his wife and a handful of loan officers originating loans out of an office the size of a broom closet. And whatever profit they made went straight back into the advertising budget, producing more and more commercials to send his message directly to the consumer. And guess what? He proved the skeptics wrong. He bet on himself, and he won. With every mortgage closed came word-of-mouth referrals. RP Funding was real. The savings and simplicity, it was all real. That guy on TV, he's not lying. He really did save me thousands. From there, things snowballed. Over the next years, Robert Palmer would begin to be known across the I-4 corridor as a financial guru and a marketing titan. He would build a variety of marketing tools to help real estate agents better brand themselves all across the country. His brands would be prominent at national trade shows, in addition to being honored with many prestigious entrepreneurial awards before the age of 40. Robert would be asked to be a keynote speaker at marketing seminars, graduation ceremonies, as well as local and national real estate conventions. And yes, that is A-Rod. Robert would also become prominent in philanthropy, giving back to countless charities and causes, donating $100,000 alone to the Special Olympics. Soon Robert would take his marketing prowess to the next level. Betting on his name again, he would put his brand on sporting venues across Central Florida. You can find Robert Palmer Company's branding across the Amway Center and Camping World Stadium, not to mention the complete renaming of his hometown Lakeland Civic Center to the RP Funding Center. RP Funding would also become the primary jersey sponsor of the Lakeland Magic, and in 2017, Robert began his role as professional sports team owner with the purchase of the Jacksonville Armada Soccer Club. Through his rise, Robert has never strayed too far from that 10-year-old kid selling cookies in Lakeland, gaining trust from his customers through the reputation of his name. From day one, Robert Palmer has bet on himself and won.
Now, if you've ever been to Vegas, you know, when you win big, you cash out and you walk away. And at just the age of 40, Robert Palmer had created a self-sustained legacy company that could provide for his family for generations. And his family was growing. After decades in the public spotlight, Robert accepted a new position as dad. And this position was a full-time job. Although the industry assumed he would make a return, Robert wasn't so sure. But looking into the eyes of his baby daughter, Robert gained a new perspective. He had a new goal. He'd made his mark. Now it was time to help others do the same.
So Robert Palmer launched a brand new real estate company to help agents from across the country promote their brand, bolster their success, and grow their own business. He gave them all his tools, his support, and his resources. So after decades of betting on himself, now Robert Palmer is betting on you. Welcome to LPT Realty.
I want to thank you for taking time out of your busy day to come join me here to learn about the revolution that is LPT Realty.